The modern left have always had a problem with democracy, with accepting results, with actual having reasonable debates, because they don't want to hear counter-arguments. They just want to be listened to and obeyed to. And this is causing a lot of trouble because these people want sometimes physical action and they advocate for it. Until you trap them, you interview them and actually show their own hypocrisy. Dan Wootton from GB News went to one of the Tory leadership hustings, and there were some of these people who were protesting there, obviously, as you do, and he decided to interview them, some of them, ask some questions, very simple questions. It kind of showed the true face of some of them. So I'm just going to go to the video, I'm going to react to it live.
I'm here to protest this Tory invasion of Eastport. We don't want them here.
Invasion? He's there to protest the Tory invasion. Just wait for him to find out that there's a lot of voters in that area who actually happen to vote Conservative, or they happen not to vote for the Labour Party. They could vote Reform UK. They used to vote UKIP, some of them. And not everybody's left-wing, for the love of God.
Don't want them here. We don't want their Tory policies anywhere near this country.
The Tories that you undoubtedly support are actually the most criminal government. Calm down, sir. Calm down, please.
Calm down. He actually was shocked. The initial, when he started talking to that guy, Dan was like, whoa, what's happening here? I don't think you know the definition of the word criminal. Because I'm very much in favor of big reforms in the country. I'm not really a supporter of the Tory policies, all of them right now these days. Obviously, I've been criticizing the Tory party, Tory establishment a lot on this channel. But you have to actually break existing laws to become criminal. And again, this government have done a lot of dodgy stuff as well. All successive governments have and will in the future. But you can't just call them just because, oh, well, I'm in favor of low taxes. Well, that means you are a criminal, sir. You, sir, are a criminal.
No, I want you to go.
That's not very tolerant of you.
Yes. Why would I need to be tolerant?
But you think Tories, who are British citizens, are invading Eastport?
Yeah.
Why does your sign say Tories go home?
Because they're not welcome here, just like refugees aren't welcome, nor the Tories.
So you think two wrongs make a right?
You got me on that one.
Got me on that. Yeah. If you claim that the non-left-wing side of this country, not just Tories, the rest of the people who are not really left-wing, or just the classical modern left that we have, anyone from SDP to who wants obviously to take back control of our borders, to Reform UK, to the Conservative Party, to UKIP, they still exist. Do you really think that if you claim that just because they say refugees are not welcome here, which no one has actually said that, people are in favor of legitimate and legal asylum seekers, it's just control the whole system. Let's just say if that's happening, then you think that you should do eye for an eye and say, well, in that case, you're not welcome here either. That's not really helping this divisive mentality that we've created in this debate. Seriously.
You're booing at Tories entering the venue. That feels very intolerant to me.
Good, I'm glad we're booing. We should be booing the Tories. Why is this is not a democratic situation.
Well, these are democratic people.
160,000 elderly white Tories are deciding who is the Prime Minister.
Are you encouraging civil disobedience?
Okay, I'm going to allow him to finish that because that next one is absolutely hilarious. If you don't like the system, you change the system, obviously. We could have a discussion about reforming the whole the political party system, but you have to change everything. You have to change constitutional monarchy, you have to change the House of Parliament, you have not just the electoral system, you have to change everything. And you have to pick a model. You can't, please, for the love of God, don't go for the republic system of France. Even America, that's technically republic, it's constitutional republic, it's different to the chaos that you get from generic republics, because you think that you're putting people in power and in charge, you're giving them a voice. No, you're not. You're still going to be having the elite at the top. Instead of having a king or queen, you're going to have a president and a tyrant. So it's not really solving anything. The real people power is to decentralize powers from the centralized machine. So like right now in Westminster, that's the only way. But you think, if this guy really is concerned, then just join the Tory party and vote. Because the Tory members are not electing prime minister, they're electing party leader. The Queen appoints the prime minister. It's the MPs. You guys, the country, voted for the majority of Tory MPs to be in parliament. It's representative. It's not really proportionate. It doesn't work that way. That system doesn't work anyway. So the person who's going to become Tory leader happens to become prime minister. You're not electing prime minister. We never elect prime ministers in this country. Stop treating prime ministers like we treat presidents. And stop trying to elect prime ministers. It's a bad idea. Stop this God complex that everybody has. It's bad.
Yes.
Violence?
No.
Riots?
If people riot, I completely understand. I don't understand why riots haven't happened yet.
Okay, so he said yes to civil disobedience, and then nothing. He said no to physical action. Then when Dan said, "Well, what about riots?" I said, "Yeah, riots are good. Riots are physical action. That's chaos. That's anarchy." I mean, they don't understand basic words. They don't understand simple terminologies. They don't know what they're doing. There's absolutely no a coherent message when it comes to what you hear from their mouths. Like, it's absolutely crazy how they don't know they're the puppets of people in charge. They're the puppets of those who are actually making the real decisions when it comes to running the agenda of leftism, generally speaking, because you've got different versions. You've got the Marxist and aspects to the big government globalist side, who you would think that globalism as an idea, globalization, came from the right. Yeah, it's supposed to be how the free market capitalist side was. The idea of globalization was to export the model that we have and ideas that we have, to export prosperity so that we could make the rest of the world also leveling up, basically. And the idea was to make them Western. And then you could agree or disagree with what the intent was, obviously. But that was the idea. Now globalization is actually shooting us in the foot and becoming us to destroy our own side. Globalization has allowed, instead of the Western model to be imported and exported, we are importing Eastern models, and not for really good reasons. But we are where we are. We're going to come back in half an hour. We're going to tell you about what the French authorities are up to in France, because they are claiming that they are finally helping to stop the small boats and illegal migrants. But are they actually doing anything? So subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.